Yeah, so what happened is we've had the last 2 winters, we've had some periods where the temperatures went well below zero. And, usually the stuff that we plant around here can handle some cold weather, but when it gets down -10 or so, and it's like that for a few days, it kind of tends to zap some of the stuff that we normally can grow pretty well around here. And I guess the cold weather just got her boxwoods, and I think she's probably got a couple of other varieties of bushes. And so they didn't really come back all that well. You can tell that they're alive, but they're heavily injured because some parts of the bush are growing, some parts are totally dead, and they just look bad. So she asked if we could pull the bushes up. And the thing is, though, that she wants to replant. So that eliminates the possibility of just going in there with a chainsaw and cutting it. I could just, normally you could just cut them off at the base and then cover it up with dirt and be done. But obviously, since she wants to replant in those same spots, we got to get the stumps and the roots out. So I thought about maybe using the 3-point hitch, and it's still a possibility. If the loader won't do the job, I could try to use the 3-point hitch back here, because then I'll have more leverage, and the tractor won't get as tipsy. So I can try from either end of the tractor, but bottom line is I'm going to try and use the tractor to save my back. It would take forever to try to dig those roots up, and some of these bushes are in places in the yard where I don't think my Super Duty will fit. So with the tractor, I'm going to take this canopy off and roll the ROPS over, so I've got a lower height, and then I think I can get under her trees and get in the backyard, and we'll just we'll try this machine. I mean, it's the biggest compact tractor that New Holland makes. After this, you go into the utility class. I mean, this is a fairly robust tractor, so it should get it done. So the plan, I think, is that I'm going to put the trailer behind the truck and put the tractor in the trailer if I can fit it all in there. Being a 20-foot trailer, and I've lost 2 feet because I built all that stuff up in the front of it, remember? I'm not 100% sure that the tractor will fit in there with the loader on it and the box blade, but I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, then I guess I'll have to take the box blade off and put it in the bucket and then drive it up in there. I need the box blade because I need the ballast. I'm kind of worried that those boxwoods might put up more of a fight than I'm anticipating. Well, I guess I shouldn't really say that, because I am anticipating that they're going to put up a fight. I've dealt with bushes before, and sometimes they can be a nightmare. So the more ballast back here, the better. That's why I'm going to take the box blade, but I'll probably end up using the bucket to try and do most of the work as far as popping them up out of the ground. So yeah, the issue is fitting it in here. So when I ordered this trailer, I had this in mind. If I ever want to haul my car in here, if I ever want to haul my tractor in here, I want to have the capacity to do that. So I did order it with the 5,200 pound axles under it and the higher gross vehicle weight rating and all that. The issue is I don't think I got it quite long enough. I don't know why, but for some reason I was forgetting that I was going to add this stuff in the front. So when they call a trailer a 20-foot trailer, it goes from like up here, just shy of the V-nose to the back. And that's not really usable space, because look where your tie-down hooks are. Your tie-down hooks are like 2 feet from the wall. So if you pull the tractor all the way up here, then you can't take the strap around to the axle. It's just kind of a bummer the way it all works out. So if you want to actually have 20 feet of load floor to work with, then what you actually have to do is order a longer trailer, like a 24-foot. So that's the mistake that I made. The tractor will still fit in here. I've taken some measurements and it'll still fit. It's just a matter of, can I leave the box blade on it, or do I need to put the box blade in the bucket? Because I think what's going to happen, according to my measurements, is that the box blade is going to sit on the floor right back here on top of the tie downs, rendering those tie downs useless. I think that's the problem. I mean, lengthwise it'll fit, but it's just a logistics issue, because you can't obviously have your tie downs covered up with your equipment. Doesn't work that way. And where I put this E-track in the floor doesn't really help, because that's in the middle of the trailer. And then, like I said, they mounted these. I really wish they would have put these like farther up there against the wall almost, but I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll get in here and add some tie downs. But I'm going to clear our camping mattresses out of here, and we'll just drive it up in here and eyeball it and see what we need to do, I guess. So I asked the guy at the trailer dealership where I ordered this trailer, I said, how much weight can the ramp door support? Because if you look at the numbers that are tagged on all these trailers, it's talking about how much the trailer can hold, right? They don't ever list the specific capacity of these ramp doors. Sorry, the camera died. So anyway, he was telling me that on these car hauler trailers that are 8.5 feet wide like this, the ramp doors are rated for 4,500 pounds. So technically the tractor should be just fine, right? But you know, those tractors have small little tires on the front, which means you have more contact pressure over whichever point it's rolling over, which is the reason why a tractor like this will leave depressions and things in your yard. Even though it's not quite as heavy as, say, a pickup truck. Anyway, long story short, I feel a little bit better about just putting some lumber down. So got some 2x10 lumber pieces that were just laying in the barn. So I just laid them down on the ramp door to give the ramp door a little help. Now, as you can see, it's not quite all the way in there. So I'm going to have to go to plan B, I think. It's funny because, all right, so I've got probably about 18 inches up here that I can come on forward. And that will get it through the back door. But man, it's going to be close. And all right, so actually I was wrong. It actually made it past the tie downs. So I'm good to go back here. Awesome. And up here in the front, I'm not covering up my tie downs either. Cool. So it does fit. Compact tractor with a box blade on the back and the loader on the front. Still fits in this trailer, even though I've got only 18 feet of load floor left with my camping shelf. Cool. Now let's strap this puppy down and go do some work. Yeah, keep going so we can clean the dirt off. Never mind. I'm gonna have to rehook it. Yeah, these little ones aren't putting up much of a fight. It's the big ones I'm worried about. All right, so here's the access issue that I was talking about. Some of these bushes that we have to take out are back here, and some of them are over there. And you can see that obviously I can't just drive the tractor in there. So what we're gonna have to do on these, I think, is use a series of long chains and go way down there, hook onto the base of the bush, and then keep the tractor out here in the yard and hopefully pull them up. I don't know if it will or not. There was a couple of these right here and I pulled them out with the truck real easy last year. So I'm hoping that those don't have deep roots, but we're gonna find out in a minute. There's the gate to come in. So first we're gonna start over here with these bushes, because we gotta take these out too. See how they're dying? It's like the cold weather just started zapping them and they're dying slowly. So gonna replace these. All right, these are a little bit older, so they might put up a little more of a fight. I don't know. They've been here for decades. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep, they're gonna put up more of a fight, so I'm gonna re-rig it. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. This one put up more of a fight and the tractor got tipsy. So now I've rigged it to where I'm using both sides of the bucket to even out the stress. And hopefully it won't pick the rear of the tractor up, but it looks like it's going to. Oh, there it goes. All right, so it's all about how we rig it. Look how big the root ball is on that one. Wow. Yeah, so basically what I did was I wrapped the chain around the base, and then I hooked the other end of the clevis onto it down there also. And then since I've got enough chain, I can just even it out when I put it on the bucket up there. so that both of those chains have the same tension on them. It's probably better for the loader that way too. Yeah, here's a better look at how I hook these up. So I wrap the chain around there. Sometimes you have to go around 2 or 3 times. This one we were able to just go once because you can see how the branches go out different directions. And then I hook the clevis back onto itself over here. So then out here you just got a big loop of chain that you can adjust to whatever length you want when you hook it on your bucket. Pretty easy that way. All right, this is going to be number 2 over here on this side. The rear of the tractor is getting a little light back there, you can tell, but when you rig it this way, it comes right out. So yeah, the Boxwoods are no match for the Workmaster, which is what I was hoping, because this would be a back-breaking job with a shovel. All right, so now we got those 4 out. That last one, I should have videoed it. It put up the most fight of those 4 was that last one. We actually had to move back and forth and rock it back and forth to break the roots up, and then it finally came out. That one actually fought the tractor. So now I'm over here in this area where we can't access it to use the bucket. So I'm going to attempt to pull these out the old-fashioned way. If I had a tire, like an old tire, to put in here and wrap the chain over that, boy, that would be handy, but I don't have one today. So we're just going to try and pull them out the old-fashioned way and see what happens. Unfortunately, the bad thing about it is we've had some rain lately and the yard is pretty wet back here, and we did leave some pretty significant ruts over there, so I'm going to have to repair that when we're done. I was afraid of that, but I mean, this is the only way to do it. It would kill a guy like me to come out here with a shovel and dig all these up, so really needed to get the tractor in here today. We'll just have to deal with the grass damage maybe next week. All right, the old-fashioned way. Got a lot of tension on it, but trying not to spin tires. I think it's gonna go. Yeah, we got it. Just gotta go nice and slow because we don't want to tear this yard up any more than we already have. Yeah, looks like that one's coming out too. Good deal, good deal. All right, so now we're gonna move on to these bigger boxwoods. And got the tractor down in low range doing the old-fashioned method here. But I tell you what, that thing is a mule. Watch this, it's pulling these boxwoods right out of here. Look at that. Man, you just can't replace a tractor. All right, so we got that job done. You can see one of the big boxwoods in the bed of the truck. This is the biggest one that we had to rip out today. I'm gonna take it home with me and throw it on the burn pile. The other ones we left to her house because she has a friend who has a big farm and he likes to come get those and take them to his farm. I don't know what he does with them, but anyway, that job is done, and that was a big job. We took out probably a dozen boxwoods and ended up also trimming some bushes, cleaning out gutters. Gosh, what else did we do? I don't even remember all of it now. It was a long day, but finally got it done, headed back home. By the way, this is probably the heaviest load I've pulled with this truck so far. The trailer's probably about 9,000, which I know is not a huge load for a Super Duty. That's not what I'm saying, but it's probably the biggest load that I've pulled with the truck so far. And we got a bunch of stuff in the bed of the truck and gear and all that. So I don't know, it's doing a great job though. I mean, out on the 4-lane, it'll still run in overdrive, 5th and 6th gear all the time. It's just really amazing. You know, these modern diesels really are amazing, the way that they will pull. I mean, this enclosed trailer, like I've said before, it's like dragging a parachute down the road. The front of that thing just catches a lot of wind, and it is, you know, a little bit on the heavier side today, but I mean, the truck just doesn't care. 5th gear, 6th gear, even up hills, it doesn't care. Night and day difference from a gasoline truck in terms of towing, that's for sure. Couldn't have done this job today without that little tractor. That new Holland Workmaster 40 saved my bacon today. I can't imagine trying to take a shovel and dig all those boxwoods up out of the ground. That would have been a nightmare. So the tractor surprised me. It did a great job. Got all those boxwoods out like it was no sweat. Only had one that fought us, and it ended up causing us to leave some depressions in the yard that we had to fill in with dirt, but you know, that's how it goes, I guess. But yeah, I love this little compact tractor, man. I mean, it's just so handy. More handy than a pocket on a shirt. I mean, I can't even remember all the different jobs I've done with this little tractor in the last 3 years. So gotta have one. If you have property, you gotta go get a compact tractor. I mean, it's like the best tool you'll ever buy. All right, wife is in Dairy Queen getting some ice cream, and then we're gonna hit the road, head back home. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back later with some more. Talk to you later.